dudettes, people of the internet, welcome back. We are back in the theaters. I am Danny.
And I'm Christianna.
And we're here through Colony Cinemas to review Snow White.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with my old buddy Weiser. I should have drank this earlier while we were watching.
Yeah, we
Several
should
of
have.
them. I get you dialed in. So this is Mark Webb's version of Snow White.
Yeah, it is.
Disney's new. Make sure that doesn't overflow.
Right?
Disney's new version again. This is like the 7th or 8th or 13th version that they've done.
Yeah.
It stars Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler and Andrew Burnap.
Yep.
Christiana, tell us what we just watched. Not that we need to, but I feel we should.
We should tell you a little bit about this. I mean, obviously, if you're a fan of Snow White, you know the story already. However, this one is a little bit more of a musical. And I will say that the songs were decent. They were fair.
They're palpable.
They were fair.
Palpable? Yeah,
Not the
sure.
fairest of them all, but they were fair.
Yeah.
And to be completely honest, it was a bit of a struggle bus.
So we're going to go into a quick disclaimer that this
Yep.
movie is probably, we are not the demographic it's trying to hit.
Yeah.
We love The Wicked. We are looking forward to The Wicked 2. Whenever someone
Yep.
decides that that's a huge money-making deal and they want to hop on and be like, oh, look, we'll throw our card in the hat too so we can get some of that money.
Yep.
We're going to catch on to that real quick.
Yeah.
And then we're going to, unfortunately, because we're going to be reviewers and we're reviewing it, we're going to call them out on it.
Yeah.
We've been waiting this whole time for a Rascally movie to come up. Razzie Worthy.
Yeah.
This is our Rascally
Yeah,
movie.
it is.
We have hit it. We have stepped
Yep.
onto the ground and we are ready to talk about it with you.
Yep.
So you're familiar with the movie. The original IP was 1937, and it was like, I
Yeah.
think, Disney's first
Animated,
feature.
full feature.
And
yeah.
it came out again and again and again because it's been a classic like Star Wars, like Jaws. I remember one of the first time movies I actually saw was the re-release, I think, in 1983. It was Ghostbusters, and it was Return of the Jedi all around that time. And I loved Snow White. I'm going to put a picture up in our content of just me giving a smooch to Snow White at Disneyland because she was my Disney princess I grew up with, and my kid doing the same thing at Comic-Con because it's like a family thing. But now that I've seen this, it's like, oh, we threw the ball like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, but we missed altogether.
Yeah.
And it's this underdeveloped.
Way underdeveloped. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
Oof.
if you're going to add content to a story, like, make it developed. Make us want to learn the lore that you are adding into a story we already know. And sadly, this did not do that. This was so undercooked
Yes.
that it would have given you salmonella.
All right. It's like having a nice juicy steak, and then
Yep.
you're like, oh wait, I'm gonna add something to it. Let's add instant mashed potatoes right on the side, and it's like, all right, we are spoiled with all the. I mean, we've had a million
Yeah.
different versions of Snow White. We saw Sigourney Weaver as the Wicked Witch.
Yeah, we had Snow White and the Huntsman, which is a darker retelling. I know you and Kristen Stewart, not a fan.
She didn't call me
but-
about the last review either. It's 'cause she won't
yeah.
call me about this one either.
And then we had like super goofy, kitschy ones like Mirror Mirror,
Yeah.
which, still a good time. But this, I think, couldn't decide if it was going darker, if it was going lighter.
If it's gonna retell something completely
Yeah.
different than what we're used to.
It tried to be 52 things at one time, and it primarily failed at most of them.
On accident.
Yep.
I'm sure Mark Webb and Disney had the best
Yep.
intentions, and they're like, you know what, we're gonna tell this story again, retell parts of it. That being said, I'm sure all the if you've got some 3 and 4 year olds out here who
Yeah.
are not familiar with, this might be their first time seeing Snow White, they're gonna love it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be fun.
Yep.
For us that are a little bit older than 4 and 5, it's
Slightly
yeah,
older.
it's mentally too a little bit older than 4 and 5.
Yeah.
You're gonna muscle through your wife or boyfriend
Yeah.
or whatnot. They're gonna have to like, hey,
Yeah.
wake up.
Wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we all kind of unintentionally took little naps.
Yeah. Whoops.
Whoops.
But let's see. We're gonna
Yeah.
because we're a nice dude and dudette.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about what worked in the movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. For me, I did enjoy the Seven Dwarfs. I wish they would have been a little closer to the cartoon version since they
Yeah.
were using CG. But I am a fan of those characters. The song "Hi Ho," the little dancing song, the "Ole," like that
Yeah.
song. I remember all those. It makes me go back to when my parents took me on the ride back in the what my kids call the late 1900s. And it made me feel good. Like there's definitely some shot for shot takes here from the original.
Yep.
And you'll catch those and you'll feel that bit of nostalgia tugging at your heartstrings.
Yeah, I think kind of what worked for me, I loved Gal Gadot as the evil queen. I think she was kind of the shining star of the whole thing. I mean, I know
Right.
we're supposed to hate her, but like I kind of loved her.
Yeah.
Like she was great.
She's a smoke show.
Yeah.
How can we not? Oh, my
Also, like
goodness.
so pretty,
Yeah.
so pretty that it was kind of hard to believe
Had
that
to
she
look-
was
I
the
gotta look-
evil
that's
queen.
what I'm
You know,
saying.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
But anyway, she pulled it off. She also gets to sing, and the girl has some pipes,
Who
which
knew?
I appreciated.
Who knew?
What also worked for me was the fact that we got some, I would say, musical caliber music in this movie. And as a theater girly myself, I did appreciate that. And there are going to be a couple of songs that I definitely like slip onto like my musical theater playlist
Sure.
from this movie. Even though I did not love the actual content, the songs were very well written
Yeah.
and very well executed. Which was also cool because Andrew, the guy who played the, for lack of a better term, Prince Charming,
Yeah.
but let's caveat that because
Love
he's
interest.
more
Prince
of like
Charming.
a Robin Hood-y
Yeah, thief.
situation. Is actually from Broadway, and so
Cool.
there were some moments that showed up like that. But yeah, I think that's kind of the high marks for me.
I
Yeah.
agree. You know what? There was a song called I think a hand that needs a hand, and I was like, that's actually a pleasant song. I make a playlist for my wife every year for her birthday, like a mixtape, and I was like, I think I would put that song on that playlist. That being said, that would be one of my only takeaways from the whole
Yeah.
movie is that gem of a song. So whoever the composer was, outstanding on that.
Yes.
Good job.
Slow clap.
Yeah, golf
Yep.
clap. Now that we've told you what works and we were nice
Yeah.
and pleasant, now we're gonna have to talk about what doesn't work. For me, the Wicked Witch, whenever I was 3 years old, scared the bejeebies out of me.
Yeah.
She could just look at you and you're like, nope, that's what's scary. That's what nightmares are about.
Yep.
That's what everything I've ever been afraid of is about, is just her looking at you. And Gal Gadot, even if that might not, was it her underneath makeup or was it someone else? They just
Yeah.
need to uglify her a little bit more. I know that Hollywood is very capable of uglifying. I remember the
Yeah.
melting toxic waste guy from RoboCop.
Oh, yeah.
It's still in my head. Come on, that was almost 40 years ago, and I know we can do a better job scaring her up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's singing, and it's still Gal Gadot's voice, and it's like, she needs that creepy,
Yeah.
like Wicked Witch voice that you just shriek and you have shivers go up your spine whenever you hear it.
100%. I was because she sounded like herself as the Wicked Witch.
Less threatening.
It was also like, come on, Snow White. Like, we all know this voice.
It's her.
We all
You
know.
grew up with her.
Yeah. It's like, why are you so slow on the uptake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing, Dopey has hair and he talks.
Yes.
I have not been this perturbed about a character talking since Michael Myers and I love me some Rob Zombie. He did a director's cut of his Halloween Part 2, and Michael Myers yells at the end. I'm all, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk. That'd be like making, like, whenever they made the shark roar in Jaws the Revenge. Sharks don't roar.
Yeah.
What the heck's going on? What are we doing? And now Dopey talks. Cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah. The other thing that didn't work for me necessarily was the art direction of the film. I feel as if there were moments where I was like, okay, the world all feels really succinct. The world is great. And then they'd be like, here's the evil queen with like these gorgeous vials of super colorful potions in a dark room. Also, I felt like her costumes sometimes were a little too colorful. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted it to be muted. Also, why did Snow White's dress look like it came off the costume rack
Dollar
at
General?
like
Yeah.
Walmart?
Oh, man.
Like,
Heavens to Betsy.
it looked, I'm like, you have a budget.
Yeah. You got
Make
Disney
it-
bucks.
Make it
Spend it.
believable.
See, what it is we were so spoiled, and I hate to go back to it. Wicked came out last November, and it slayed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was beautiful.
perfection.
And everything worked. And this one,
It's like it tried.
It tried.
Oh,
It
what
really
did Wiki
tried.
do? It's like a Xerox kind of copy.
Yeah.
And whenever you Xerox a copy, it turns into a copy of a copy. And
Yeah.
you lose like pixelation in between generations of copies.
Yeah.
It's like talking about the band Motley Crue and then going over to the band White Tiger. Like, they're cool, but they're not Motley Crue, even
Right.
though they were patterned and patterned and patterned after. This is where we're at. This is the
Yep.
White Tiger version of Snow White.
Yep.
And not an 80s hair metal band cool, just you've lost some generation, you've lost some
Yep.
pixelation, and we're feeling it. We're seeing
it's
it.
sad.
Yeah.
Because this movie could have been so cool.
Right?
It
This
could
is-
have.
It's a favorite.
It had moments where you're like, if that was everything we were watching, I would love this.
And unfortunately, it was not.
No.
So we're going to go on to what's next. Not going to be Snow White
No.
2. All right?
Snow White too.
Yeah, we're not going to wait for Snow White 3D or whatever. We're hoping for more good stuff from Disney. For Monday Night Movie Club tonight, we've got a Monday Night Movie Club on a Thursday.
Surprise.
We're taking to our friends and family to Hell Track, and we're going in a rad direction.
Oh,
all right, the
very
BMX, the BMX 86 Classic. Today's Rad Day. By the way, Christiana, happy Rad Day.
Yeah,
Give me a
happy
little,
Rad Day.
Little cheersums. So we're going to watch that tonight.
Yep.
On the 31st, we're going to watch Brendan Fraser
In The Mummy.
The Mummy, right?
So excited.
And first he was a caveman, then he turned into a mummy.
Yep.
So from Encino Man to Mummy, and we're ready for all the Frasier-ness we can handle. We're gonna
gonna
rock
be
a
good.
party, like it's 1999.
Yep.
I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Collectively,
Very,
we're excited.
Very, very excited.
Yeah, we just did Ninja Turtles. That was
Yeah.
super duper fun.
Oh, so
my
fun.
goodness! When else can you get to eat marshmallow and pepperoni pizza
Which
together?
was delicious, by
Yeah.
the way. I had one.
Oh.
I was so here for
The
it.
staff here at the theater, culinary geniuses.
Yep.
I would have never thought to put those two things together. Michelangelo did. They replicated it.
Yep.
Mondo grubbin. And for ratings, we're going to go ahead and rate this. I was going to go with dwarves, but there are 7 of them.
Yeah.
So, and I was only going to go with one of the 7 dwarfs. Yikes. Super awkward.
Yep.
I'm hoping the next movie will be way better. Than maybe we'll get another couple of dwarves.
Yep.
So we're not going to do dwarves at all. We're
No.
going to do poison apples.
Yeah, we
Out
are.
of 5, this one gets 1 poison apple from me. I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy, but that's what it gets. How about you?
Also, we're gonna go 1 poison apple. I
Cheers. It's not even worth the cheers.
I'm like I wanna say more, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They go off in different directions from the original IP,
Yeah.
and you're like, What y'all doing?
So, I mean, my biggest suggestion is, come see it, explore it, make your own opinion.
Right?
We love your own opinion.
Love it.
We, even come back at us in the comments.
Yes.
Tell us if you liked it, what you liked about it.
Yes,
We
please.
start a dialogue. And if we always can roll back on the 1937 version.
Please.
If we need it. It's there for us.
Go to Blockbuster. I think there's one left in Bend,
Blockbuster.
Oregon, right? Go to Bend. Go
Yeah.
rent Blockbuster. Go rent Blockbuster. Go rent
All of it.
the Blockbuster, Snow White.
Yeah.
Watch it at home. Book a theater. Go to the movie theater and watch the
Yep.
original like Walt Disney had intended. Book
Keep
a theater
theaters
out.
alive.
Yes, please.
We love this.
That's why we're
Yep.
here.
Yep.
And enjoy it. Take the kids. Watch
Yep.
it. Treat them fancy.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and skedoodle on out of here so I can get the
Yep.
taste of this Snow White
Yep.
terribleness out of my mouth. But once again, I'm Danny,
And I'm Christiana.
and we'll see you at the movies.
Bye.